Arsenal have completed hijacking a deal for Tottenham Hotspurs that was said to see them land the services of Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace. The 27-year-old had already agreed to personal terms in principle with Thomas Frank's side, as well as a club-to-club agreement had been reached for a fee for the transfer of the 27-year-old attacking midfielder. However, reports do suggest that Tottenham Hotspurs were still hung over the payment structure of the deal, with the possibility of including Richarlison in those negotiations. When Arsenal came and swooped in late, within a space of 2 hours, they had already had a deal agreed in principle on a transfer fee believed to be about £67.5 million, according to Sky Sport, with £60 million being the guaranteed fees plus £7.5 million in expected add-ons for the England international. Personal terms have since been agreed, and the player is set to undergo his medical at Arsenal on a Friday after featuring for Crystal Palace against Fredrikstad in the UEFA Conference League qualifiers tonight. So that deal has been agreed in principle, and Arsenal had to move really fast and secure that deal following a knee injury whose prognosis is yet to be determined to their attacking midfielder slash forward in Kai Havertz, who is expected to be sidelined for quite some time. Now, initial fears are that it could be an anterior cruciate ligament injury. However, everybody hopes that it's not that. In fact, some sources have indicated that it is not that, but we are waiting for final word from Arsenal to determine the extent and what the problem actually is with Kai Havertz's injury. However, I've always been of the argument that Arsenal needed to sign two strikers in this transfer window, because one injury and then suddenly they are back to where they were last season with just one option. Remember last season when they lost Kai Havertz to that hamstring injury, Gabriel Jesus to an anterior cruciate ligament injury, they were left blank without a striker, and they had to rely on the services of Mikel Merino, who was a makeshift striker. Now, this particular season, things are not different because Kai Havertz is out. Now, any third issue with Victor Gyökeres really sends them back to where they were last season. And when you look at their development ranks, there's no young striker coming through that you could, look onto to maybe deploy in a game or two, should that be the necessitation. Ever since they lost Chido Martin Obi to Manchester United at the previous summer, they've yet to find that youngster. So Eberechi Eze coming in, can play as an attacking midfielder, can play as a number 8, can play off the left wing. So he's a very beautiful addition for this Arsenal side. However, I do not think they will be done with the transfer window, with outgoing still going to be a priority for players like Fabio Vieira, Rhys Nelson, Jakub Kiwior.